what's going on, guys? Jeff Major. Tech Me time for some more tech news this week. If you watched our tech news last week, you'll notice how you mentioned something about GTX 1070 Ti. Well, guess what? It might end up being true, but it depends on the price with the performance. If it's closer to a 1080, some reports said that the 1070 Ti will feature the same GP104 chip found in the 1070 and 1080, and the 1070 Ti is supposed to have 2,432 CUDA cores, a core clock of 1607 MHz, a boost clock of 1683. The MSRP is rumored to be $429 US, and that's $70 cheaper than the 1080. But just remember, we don't know all this stuff for sure yet. It's just a leak, so don't get your hopes up yet. HTC now has announced their powered by HTC Research and Development division is going to be bought by Google for $1.1 billion in cash. That's a lot in cash. I mean, you're going to have to fill up a safe with that. This R&D team is the same team for the Google Pixel phone lineup. HTC CFO Peter Shahan said roughly 2,000 people from the team will join Google, but he emphasized that HTC will continue developing its own range of smartphones. HTC co-founder Cher Wang stated that this agreement will allow Google to speed up their hardware businesses while ensuring that the HTC own invention in smartphones and Vive VR will also continue the deal. It is set to be approved and closed by early 2018. So this is neat. So now we know that HTC is just going to keep making the Pixel phones now. Well, I guess it's always been HTC with them. I feel like HTC has been along with Google and their Pixels, and then also the Nexuses. They've been there for a while. So I mean, it only makes sense, but it's pretty neat. Do you remember the old Duke controller for the Xbox? They are bringing it back now. Seamus Barkley, one of the original designers of the original Xbox, has partnered up with Perkins to bring back the Duke for use on the Xbox One and Windows 10 PCs. On Twitter, Seamus tweeted out that the new Duke controller has been approved and posted a picture of it with a lot of other details have been revealed, but the updated controller will have 9 feet breakaway cord, and the controller logo will be a pretty LED display. So I mean, the Duke controller is pretty old. I think most people would want to stick with the Xbox One controllers or the Xbox 360 controllers. I don't see a lot of people buying these Duke controllers, to be honest. Besides if you're diehard Xbox fans. Of course those are going to buy it, but still. So now we have a couple new things about Intel to talk about. Intel has dropped the review embargo for the rest of the i9 CPU lineup, and reviews are out mostly for the 18-core 7980XE and the 16-core 7960XE. The overall consensus seems to be that these chips are the most powerful high-core CPUs on the market besides a Xeon processor. AMD's highest-end Threadripper part, the 16-core 1950X, does trade blows with the 7960XE in a few applications, which makes the Ryzen part, the $990, look even more appealing than the 7960X, coming at $1,700. However, a little bit of liquid nitrogen and overclocking chips could be worth it. Duration was able to be all the 7980XE's 18 cores to 6 GHz. This launch is kind of like the last one, a high-end CPU with a high price. Yeah, they're keeping the high price apparently. So it's finally announced about the HN CPU lineup, codenamed Coffee Lake. We have heard a lot from leaks about it, but it's official. Coffee Lake will consist of 14nm chips, 2 Core i3s, 2 i5s, 2 i7s with one locked and one unlocked model of them all. The i3s are quad core with no hyperthreading. i5s are 6 cores without hyperthreading too, and the i7s are 6 cores with hyperthreading, so 12 threads theoretically altogether. There is already a leak about the 8700K showing a single core performance close to the Kaby Lake and multi-thread performance up to 46% better. So this is not for sure, so just don't get too excited. Hopefully it will be something that happens, that the 8700K is that good. I mean, might want to check into it. I mean, I feel like this is pretty early for a new CPU lineup. What do you guys think? Comment down below. I'm going to mention something about Apple right now, and I'm not going to be biased this time, and I'm not going to try to roast them because I might be getting an iPhone 8 Plus, and if I do, I'm going to put a review on it too, and I'll put it on YouTube for you guys to see how I like it. And hopefully I like it because I'm putting a 2-year contract, so. But anyways, let's get back into the tech news. iOS 11 launched last week, but some other users are reporting significant battery drains on their phones after updating. Mobile security from Wanderer mentioned a subset of 50,000 moderate to heavy iPhone and iPad users on its network and found out devices with iOS 11 depleted their battery 60% faster than those running iOS 10. iOS device users have always reported slowdowns after updating to a new version, but this is possibly the biggest real-world effect we have seen ever. So hopefully they can fix this, because 60% from iOS 10 to upgrading to iOS 11, that's a huge amount of battery drain compared just for one update. Hopefully they get this fixed soon before I get it, but I guess we'll see. AMD is dropping main game support with 3-way and 4-way multi-GPU configurations, seemingly signaling the AMD of 4 GPU balls to the wall. Unrealistic gaming PC won't be real, even be able to be real anymore, so. Oh my. But I mean, that's pretty expensive. Who would buy 3 or 4 graphics cards for the gaming PC? That's a lot, but I mean, what do I say? Go big or go home. So time for some news about China. China has blocked WhatsApp from operating in the country right after it was confirmed that Chinese messaging at WeChat provides user personal data to the Chinese government. Now that's a little creepy. You guys better be watching what you're doing on there, I guess. You know what I mean. Time for some Siri news. Apple has dropped Bing for the search engine used in Siri and Spotlight queries and switching it to Google instead. It's about dang time, Apple, but unfortunately, Bing will still be used for the image search. If not, Bing would have been triggered and not like Apple then, so. I mean, you gotta stay nice to your fellow companies and customers. Remember that. I was surprised when I heard Atari was making a new console. The new Atari box will be powered by the AMD CPU and integrated Radeon GPU running a custom Linux OS. So it will be used for games or a full PC experience. The console will have a bunch of classic Atari titles preloaded as well as select current generation games. And hopefully it will be funded on Indiegogo, shipping spring 2018 for around $250 US. So what do you guys think around that price range? Would you get the new Atari console? Comment down below. So there has been a leaked roadmap points to AMD releasing the successors to the Ryzen code named Pinnacle Ridge. That's a different kind of name. In 2018 it will be released, and Matinees in 2019. Both are on the AM4 platform, and then, which is pretty nice. I mean, maybe Intel learned something and fixed their mistake with the Z370 motherboard. I mean, compatibility issues, that was a big problem. I'll probably never buy an i9 just because of the motherboard compatibility, because I thought that was some cheese. What do you guys think about that too? Comment down below. Twitter at the moment is testing and expanding its 140 character limit to 280 with select users, but you can use a fancy workaround to get it now. So, it'll be nice. I hate when I only had 140 characters, so when I have 280, it'll always give me some more room for hashtags and put more stuff in the post, because I like to put a whole bunch of hashtags so I can try to get my YouTube out there. So if you have any friends or someone who's into tech, or someone who needs to learn how to build a PC, just come show my channel. I will gladly appreciate that. Any help I can get. XI Nordic Hardware have corroborated the leaked specs we've talked about earlier in this video of the 1070 Ti, and they added a launch date on October 26th. The date was validated by German site Highs Online, adding that the 26th is a paper launch with in-store availability on November 2nd. The 1070 Ti is rumored to sit around $400 US in terms of the price. To sit in between the 1070 and 1080 and the performance, that's where the Radeon Vega kind of sits in right now. So I mean, that kind of makes sense why they're making this 1070 Ti. Now, I mean, it might be useful for some people if they want something better than 1070 or better than 1080. Well, close to 1080. But I don't know. Could you just buy a overclocked 1070 and it'll work just as fine as a 1070 Ti and save a little bit of money? I wonder. So towards the end of the video, you might notice I put on this sweatshirt, and this video's out late, a day late. I'm sorry guys, I got called into work, so I had to make a video. Had to go in and I couldn't make a video because I'm not on my phone till noon. There's also a family event. So yesterday was just crazy. I wasn't able to upload it. I'm very sorry guys, but I want to bring you guys a whole bunch of tech news, not just a few things this week for you guys. So hopefully you guys don't mind it being out a day later. And my editor still isn't editing things. I'm stuck with school, work, and I work 30 hours a week, so I know that doesn't sound a lot, but when you work on school nights a lot, it kind of adds up, and you always work weekends, and it just all becomes, I wouldn't say stressful. I actually really like YouTube. I think it's fun, but it's just, I have a feeling that my editor's just going to leave me hanging, and I'm going to be stuck with everything, so I'm trying to make sure I can do everything, and I'm probably going to start learning how to use Adobe Premiere soon, so I can bring you guys better video editing to make the videos even better. And if you guys like the new thumbnails, give it a huge thumbs up. And also, you guys know what to do if you like this video. Give it a huge thumbs up. Get subscribed down below. Hit that bell so you can see when we upload our new tech news videos, just in case it's a day later. And I'll catch you guys in the next one.